All right, guys, here's the repair on the passenger door. As you can see, the whole lower half was all rusted out, so I cut it out, adding these patch panels to the bottom of the door. Just kind of have it stitched in there for now. But I wanted to throw a little update and show you the rust repair on the passenger door. Looking pretty good. And then cut over to the trunk. Got the whole rust repair done. First coat of Bondo, just kind of a skim coat to kind of get a little bit of the ripples out, but that rust is all gone. You can see the underside as well. It's all repaired. All the metal work is done. It's just smoothing out some of the edges from the rust repair, and then that'll get painted. Like I said, still stitching the passenger door up. But it's coming along good. Got the metal in on the front side stitched up, so it looks nice and solid. As you can see now, I have the rear bumpers taped off, and obviously the door is off and the trunk lid's off, but the front bumper's taped up as well to get that painted white. So it's coming along. I did discover that this thing has rear air shocks, so when it was a little lower on the rear end of the big tires and these, I just add some air to the shocks and lifted it right up. So it's actually set up nicely. I got the clips on the bottom of the car all drilled out. Next thing I'm gonna do is fill these little holes in to fill in the clips, make this whole car nice and clean, touch up the paint here. I'm gonna basically paint the car belt line down around the entire car, because that's where mostly all the rust damage was, and all the bad trim and all the black trim, everything basically belt lining down needed painted and some repair. So that is what I'm doing next. But got the new water pump on, new radiator in, radiator fan is back on. Basically the drivetrain in itself is completely ready to go. The only thing I'm waiting on now is paint and body. I've checked off pretty much everything on the list other than paint, some weather stripping, hood trunk alignment. I did get the exhaust actually put on it. Right now it's got True Duals onto Jegs Flowmaster style mufflers. I do not have a crossover put in it yet, or the dump down tips. I'm waiting on to do the crossover and the dump down tips next time I kind of get under there and do some more welding. I'm trying to get the paint and body stuff done, but I just gotta throw in a little crossover and then 2 tips. It won't take me more than an hour to get both of them done. So, but what I'll do now is then I'll just show you a little clip of it on the exhaust. It's not as loud as the open headers, but it's not exactly as quiet as it used to be. So I'll throw in a little clip of it running as is, and then I'll throw up a short video on YouTube now, just kind of show you what I've got going on. Paint and body stuff takes a while, all the metal work and stuff, so I haven't been able to put up videos as often as I'd like to these past few weeks or even months. So, but I'm knocking it out. There's quite a bit of rust on this door. I almost debated on getting a whole new door, just because this front side and then the back side to this as well is pretty rusted. But I decided, as expensive as the new door is and as hard it is to find in one in good shape, I'm just going to fix the rust. So I'm doing the outside first, and then once the outside is where it needs to be, which is actually not too far away as you can tell, it needs obviously a lot more stitch welding. Just got to keep knocking stitches in it every so often. I'm trying not to heat up the metal too bad to warp the whole door and stuff like that, but just kind of keep knocking out little spots let it cool, knock them out, let it cool, let them knock them out. That's what I'm doing right now. But so I did the trunk and it's done. Now it's the doors time. The other side of the door is still needs patchwork done, but it's not as critical, obviously, as the front facing. So once I get it over, I'll be able to knock out the backside pretty easily. So let me go ahead and click it over. I'll fire the car up, let you hear the exhaust a little bit with some litter. I went to 2.5-inch tubing, and then 3-inch dumps. So it's a little deeper, a little throatier. It's running better. I have it tuned up a little bit, got the timing done, and it's running rich. I think I need to put a jet in it to drop it down, but go ahead and fire it up and you can hear the new exhaust on it. I did also want to give a quick update on the Camaro. It is regrettably sitting outside at the moment, but hood's on, everything's closed up. I got plugs in the engine and everything, but I'll go over quickly what I've done as far as wiring harness. Yes, I know the Mustang's sitting in the garage at the moment because it's missing a door and the trunk, so the Camaro has been sitting outside for a few weeks now, not having much done on it, like the car itself, but I'm switching away from drive-by-wire because it had some interference with the water pump and stuff. So I had to go ahead and get a whole new wiring harness for the older year and also ECU. Like I said, you know I already have HP tuners, but I had to get a whole new wiring harness and ECU. So I've been stripping down this older harness to run drive-by-wire, the red and blue connector, red and blue ECU. So I have it all stripped down, labeled and everything, just for the engine harness. And the ECU, so I have that to put in the car next to get that LS running. the 5.3. I stripped out the old harness and everything that I had in there. It's back in this corner when I fired it up just as a test fire and hadn't unlocked the ECU yet. So that's why I have the HP tuners to unlock the new ECU with the new harness. I just have to get it plugged in and everything. Then this actually will be running in a driving car as soon as I do that. But I've focused on getting the Mustang done and sold. That way I can kind of get back on this, get it back in the garage and get it sold as well. But I just wanted to give a quick update on the Camaro. I know I haven't done it. It's been mostly all Mustang stuff, but yeah, the Camaro's still here. It's still ripped. I'm still doing some stuff on it, but the big stuff like the door and the trunk lid and paint and body stuff, I'm getting finished up on this, along with obviously the engine's running good now. And so once this is gone, it'll be back to Camaro time, but it'll be done soon. So I'm looking forward to that.